Hello and welcome back. This is Insti and I'm continuing playing Agatha Christie at the ABC murders, and I hate the taxi, so we go inside because I can't hear my thoughts. We are questioning the Marbury. So let's see. Yes, question Mrs. Marbury about August Bonaparte Cust.
How do you do? You must be Mr. Hercule Poirot. Chief Inspector Jupp told me that you might be coming.
Yes. Tell her that she's of great help. Get annoyed seeing her. No. She's of great help.
Madame, you may be of valuable help to me.
It would be my pleasure to help you. Will there be some journalists there as well?
I think you might even be interviewed. You are key witness.
I've suspected him for some time, but he appeared so harmless. Oh yes, sometimes he got angry and waved his arms about. But even then, he wasn't frightening. And he was as gentle as a lamb again immediately afterwards. It was only this morning that I understood. He told me he was going to Cheltenham, but my daughter saw him at Euston Station. It's not the right station. To get to Cheltenham, you have to take the train from Paddington. And what's more, Mr. Cuss left behind an ABC with Doncaster underlined. As you can imagine, when I saw that, I called Scotland Yard.
Yeah. All in all, it sounds convenient. No, I'm not actually accusing her. But everything seems to fit in place nicely. And we have a guilty person who has problems. And definitely no alibi. And has been all the places at the times of the killings. And we even have a physical proof. But I think he's a patsy. Is that the right word? Scapegoat? Patsy? Anyways. I could stroke her ego a little bit more, but ABC?
One moment, please. How did you know that Cust had underlined Doncaster in his railway guide?
I went and had a look in his room.
I see. Do you make a habit of searching through your lodger's belongings?
Well, what are you going to do later? I bet you're going to poke around his room too.
Tell me, did you have any other reason to suspect Mr. Cust?
He's rather queer. He talks to himself. He has a bad cough. Because of the war, he says. And then he was in Churston when that millionaire got murdered. I found his train ticket when I washed his coat. He didn't want me to wash his shirt. He washed it himself. But I did see big brown stains on it.
Where the stains were?
Where were the stains on the shirt?
Can't recall.
Got used to travel for his work. Is that correct?
Yes, although he was unwell on trains.
Do you know where Cust was at the time of the murder in Andover and Bexhill? On June the 21st and July the 25th?
No idea.
But surely you keep a register.
It won't do you much good. Mr. Cuss rents his room for the year. If he goes away for a few days, I have no reason to make a note of it. I remember one thing. Bexhill's by the sea, right?
Indeed, it is a large seaside resort.
Well, as it happens, at the start of July, Mr. Cust asked me to repair his bathing dress. Suspicious, huh?
Indeed. No, continue. I want to...
Very interesting. Please continue.
I also forgot to say that he started buying newspapers that talked about the case.
Well, that's, to be honest, expected if he make the connection that everybody died where he was. Ask for more details about the newspaper. Ask when he started buying newspapers.
When did he start buying the newspapers?
Let's see. I think it was just after the millionaire's murder in Churston. He didn't seem all that interested before that.
That will be all for now. I'm going to take a look at his room.
Take the key on the counter.
Oh well.
I don't think my register will help you. Mr. Cuss rents his room all year. If he goes away for a few days, I have no reason to make a note of it.
Yeah, I do understand that, but...
The truth is becoming apparent, and I have something to say to Mrs. Marbury.
Wait, what? I would... Okay, can I take the key first? But I would...
I have something to say to Mrs. Marbury.
I know, apparently we do, but it would be nice to see what was in the book. Before that...
This woman appears to be in a bad mood.
Annoyed face. Uncommunicative posture.
Mrs. Marbury is taking out her bad mood on the evening meal's potato.
Kill that potato. Potato. So, let's talk to her.
Mrs. Marbury,
make her annoyed.
If I am to believe the register, you rented room 306 to a certain Mr. Fishman on the day of the Bexhill murder? Room 306 is Cust's room. Can you explain yourself?
If I did, it was because Mr. Cust wasn't here. What about it?
So somebody else was in the room where Cust usually is? No.
It doesn't matter, provided that you remember to change the sheets.
Of course I changed them. I keep a nice clean establishment, I'll have you know.
Okay. I probably found something there. Witness. She's Alexander Bonaparte Cust's landlady. She sublets her rooms to other guests when her usual residents are away. She saw Alexander Bonaparte Cust washing his blood-stained shirt. Question Mrs. Marbury. Still? No. Wait, what? Definitely can't talk to her. Maybe it's again one of those things that it... Oh, unless there's some... Oh.
It looks like I've found the real master of this house.
So the cat is missing. And that's why...
There is no need to worry about the household cat. I'm sure that Mrs. Marbury lets it do what it pleases.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Have I checked everything? Okay.
It is a very beautiful piano. Maybe Mrs. Marbury likes to play in her free time.
Maybe.
It is a very...
So... Question Mrs. Marbury, but can I talk to her anymore? If I cannot, then I go up. If I click... No. Okay. Can I go up? Yes, I can. So I probably need something from downstairs before I can continue with the questioning. And mirror. Oh, yes. Yes. Anything else I can do? Yes, we have these shelves here. I'm guessing something for the cough.
Laudanum Cameron's Chemists. Laudanum, a medicine for coughs. It is what Dr. Clark prescribed for Mrs. Asher. This subject will probably be useful to me.
Yes, it might be. What is this? Sedative.
Diethyl barbituric acid, Johnson Company. I know this medicine. It is a powerful sedative. This subject would probably be useful to me.
That too. So we're done with that. Lots of books. Interesting.
ABC guys. Enough to sign about a dozen murders.
How convenient. Why? Maybe.
It's closed.
Maybe.
It's closed.
One of two. Can I do...
ABC guys. Enough to sign about a dozen murders.
Maybe somebody ordered these books for him?
It's closed.
I was trying to see that, but apparently I cannot. Okay, I need something.
Trousers, white shirts. Everything has been washed very well.
Neck broken, interesting.
The Bexhill daily paper, dated from the day of the Bexhill murder. Most probably the bathing dress repaired by Mrs. Marbury's expert hands.
Most likely, yes.
All the main articles referring to the ABC case are here, from the Churston murder onwards. Nothing before that date.
So from C. So if he would be a serial killer, he probably would have their notes from the start. So
it's closed.
What do we have here?
How hopeful. This place is a real mess.
It is. Scruffy coat. I'm almost certain that the typewriter will match with the letters we have. But the funny thing is, you don't know. It is misaligned. Funny thing is, you don't know when the letter...
At least we can say that Mr. Cust is not very concerned about order and balance.
No. As I was saying, it's most likely that we have no idea when the letters were written, and they probably were written at the same time. Knife.
A long-bladed knife. A murderer's weapon.
But only
The
one.
subject would probably be useful to me.
Probably, but again, only one was killed with the knife. Okay, we have the knife with us. Can I, before we continue here, can I now open this with the knife? Yes, I can.
This knife is very useful. Who knows? Maybe it never cut anything other than string.
Maybe.
Stockings.
Yes, it should be.
Stockings.
Because after all, he is a stocking salesman.
It's an ABC.
Useful for the salesman.
Did Cust drop it when he opened the window? Or was it Mrs. Marbury while she was cleaning?
Difficult to say.
John Milligan, Managing Director, Silky Legs, Frederick Street, Leicester. To A.B. Cust, Marbury's Guest House, 1935, May the 21st. Dear Sir, further to our letters dated 5th and 10th of the month, we confirm we are you as door-to-door salesman, according to the conditions stated in our previous letters. We will send you the articles by mail and also a Redfield typewriter you will be using for every business letter. Regarding the schedule of your rounds, please do as following. June 21, Andover. Arrive by train the 20th in the evening and get a room at Station Hotel. Start your turn in the north part of the town. This letter establishes that Cust went to Andover, but the ink has hidden the destinations of his other trips. I know from Mrs. Marbury that he went to Churston. I just have to show that he went to Bexhill, and I will have proved that he was present at all the crime scenes.
One thing. So he was sent the typewriter he need to use, and the paper which said where to go and when. If he's a door-to-door salesman, why would they do that? Unless, yes.
Cust is parsimonious. He keeps his pencils and sharpens them until there is nothing left. It is clear that he did not grow up in luxury. I have to get the ribbon. How am I going to do it?
A ribbon, you say? So we need to... Okay.
The right-hand heel has been removed.
Okay, that's good. Let's try the left hand then.
The left-hand heel has been removed.
Poor Mr. Poirot. So...
Something is blocking the ribbon.
Okay. Is it something on the middle? Oh.
And here is the ribbon. Let us see if it was indeed used to write the letters sent by ABC.
It was. We already know that.
I only need the ink ribbon for my inquiry. I will let Jack clean the keyboard if he wishes.
Quadruple gear, okay?
All the letters announcing the murders were written on Cust's typewriter.
Yes, they were. But I say it was not Cust who wrote those letters.
The least we can say that Mr. Cust is not very concerned about order and balance.
Order and method, or balance, I don't know. I think it was order and method.
War of 1914-1918. By the King's order, the name of Corporal A.B. Cust, Devonshire Regiment, was published on the London Gazette on May the 10th, 1918, as mentioned in a dispatch for gallant and distinguished service. An army dispatch, wounded on the Somme front, victim of a gas attack. Corporal Cust greatly deserves his distinction.
Have I checked everything? 6 out of 6, yes. What does this say? Search Cust room. It's... Where was Cust at the time of Bexhill murder? Oh. Wrong button. Cust's room was rendered someone else July 25th, but he had a photo of her and Donald. Kitabi Cust's room. Bexhill local paper dating from the day of Betty's murder was found in Cust's room. Miss Marbury bathing dress at the start of July. Nope. Nope. Yes. He was most likely in
The
Bexhill.
register shows that Cust did not sleep at the guest house on the day of the murder. Where was he? Bexhill. The Bexhill paper reveals it. Cust bought this newspaper in Bexhill on July the 25th.
I can guarantee you that Cust was at murder places at the same time when the murders happened, because that was planned. That's how it goes. Have I search this already. Search cast room. Anything in here?
The least we can say that Mr. Cust is not very concerned about order and balance.
Yes, we can't check that. We have checked this, I think. Yes, we have. So, what am I missing? Search this. Okay, I'm gonna take one more look here. 6 out of 6, yes. Mirror once more. Honestly, I don't think there's anything else. Go down. I can't even move. Well, I can move here unless there's something around here, but I don't think there is. Nothing to do with the window. So let's see if I can leave.
It is now the right time.
Well, there's that. Whatever that is, and can I check it? What am I missing?
Did Cust... John Milligan, Managing Director, Silky Legs, Frederick Street, Leicester.
Yes, we already...
Dear Sir, further to our letters dated 5th and 10th of the month, we confirm we are you.
Yep.
Regarding the schedule of your rounds, please do as follows. This letter establishes that Cust went to Andover.
It does, but we already know that. What am I missing at the moment? What's the thing I haven't checked? Is this...
The least we can say that Mr. Cust is not very concerned about order and balance.
No. But again, I have a problem, so I need to find something. Can I? No. I can't leave, I would say.
It is now the right time.
This is already checked. Okay. Isn't this the mirror? Apparently that's not the mirror
This
then.
dark stain. It could be blood, but goodness knows how long it has been there. No use continuing the inspection of this room. I've seen all there is to see.
Okay. So now we are done. Okay. At least I was a bit lucky with that.
Goodbye, Mrs. Marbury. Thank you for your help.
I look forward to seeing you again, Mr. Poirot.
Ah, Chief Inspector. I was
Ah.
about to leave.
Good evening, Chief Inspector. Welcome. Please excuse me, I must go to the kitchen. I'll leave the key of Mr. Cust on the counter.
I'm sorry I'm late. I've spent ages with the Doncaster police. And you?
I have established one fact. On 3 occasions, Cust was at the scene on the day of the crimes.
Right, what are we doing now? Talk to chat. Anything I can do before that? It won't. Nope. Can I please talk to chap? Come on.
It is not the right time.
Ah,
I had best talk to Jap.
okay. Why did he give it earlier? Okay.
I've listened closely to what you have to say, Poirot. For me, there's no doubt Cust is guilty. Do you have any element that might prove the contrary?
That is what we're going to look for. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Let us. Was it possible to Cust to have killed the 3 victims? Cust was in Bexhill on the day of the Barnard's murder. Of course, yes, that is true. Yes, that is also true. He was in Andover when Alice was killed, I think. Cust was in... Well, basically he was all of the places when the killings happened. That is true. Are there any common points between Cust and the killer? Well... Typewriter? He has a knife like the one used... Maybe. Definitely ABC guides. Well, he does have a knife. To be honest, it's hard to say if it's a knife that could be used killing, but yes, knife. Oh, that was he could have committed these crimes. Is Cust's behavior suspicious? He keeps the newspapers that talk about the murders. That is true, but he didn't have all the newspapers, if I understood correctly. He lied about his destination. He suffers. He had blood on him. Well, this doesn't work, so it would be lied about destination, I think. Maybe, hopefully. No.
The evidence against Cust is overwhelming. His presence at the scenes, the knife, the blood-stained shirt, the ABCs in a box.
C'est vrai. However, the blood Mrs. Marbury saw on Cust's shirt may have been his own. According to his medical records, he suffers from hemoptysis. The murderer cut Sir Carmichael's throat from behind, and the blood spurted outwards. You would expect the murderer's shirt to be stained on the sleeves, not on the buttonholes, yet we see quite the opposite. You would expect the murderer to keep the newspaper articles about his crimes. But Cust's collection starts in Cheston, as if it discovered the case rather late.
I agree it's troubling, but it doesn't change my mind. There's small details that we should be able to clear up by questioning Cust.
When can we talk to him?
Doncaster is sending him to us on the first train.
Are they questioning him already?
He says he can't remember a thing.
It's plausible. Doctors say he suffers from absences and amnesia. Mrs. Marbury has confirmed this.
He may have done the murders in an altered state.
A familiar situation.
It's not enough to clear his name. Dr. Thompson insisted that even if you don't know what you're doing, you never commit a murder without wanting to.
Très intéressant. I shall remember that.
Right. I'll go and examine the suspect's room.
Chief Inspector, I took the liberty of removing a few clues to examinatum.
All right, we'll discuss them tomorrow. In the meantime, I'm going to see if you've missed something.
No, I did not. They wouldn't let me leave from the room until I found everything I need to find. Let's take a taxi. Taxi!
To Scotland Yard, please.
Well, hello. Candelabra, okay.
This man is not in good shape.
I should think Think so, yes. He definitely needs help.
He is worried and very tired, and other police have been hard on him.
Okay. Let's talk to him. We need to think he's fragile.
What do you want from me?
Ask if he knows who is speaking to him. Present yourself. Ask. Well, it's too polite to be present yourself.
Good day, Mr. Cust. I am Hercule Poirot.
Ah, you're the detective.
No, I'm not asking about sending the letters. I'm asking about the letters.
Yes, I am the person you have been sending the letters to.
I didn't write these letters. I've already said so.
Get him to admit that he has No.
Très bien. You did not hide these letters. But the question remains, who did?
Probably one of my enemies. I have many.
Do you really? Ask if he is capable of killing. Accuse him of being killer. Admit that you do not believe he is a murderer. Well, to be honest, I don't believe he's the murderer because, after all, this guy will not get the Betty to beach at night and have her to be as carefree.
I do not believe that you are capable of murder, Mr. Cust.
Well, he's capable.
I hope not.
We're not talking about capable. He probably could be capable, but not that in this state. And yeah. So insist on the fact that he enjoyed the war. Well, we don't know that. There's no evidence for that.
You suffered during the war.
It's true. I was wounded. I suffered. But the army was the only place I didn't feel inferior. No questions. Just orders to follow.
But ever since you were wounded, you have absences, bouts of amnesia.
And headaches.
Professor Clark treated you.
Yes, a few years ago he really helped me with my burned throat.
Well, I do understand his idea about army, because overall army makes it easier. You don't have to think, you just do what you've been told to. Accuse him of Dr. Clark's murder, accuse him of 3 murders, get him to believe he's innocent. Again, I'm fairly certain he's not the murderer, so I'll go with the innocent thing.
Of course, you never considered killing a doctor who took such good care of you.
No, never.
But you went to the 3 towns?
Do you deny being at the scene of the crimes?
So? There was no harm in being there. It was only for my work.
You were seen at all the crime scenes.
Yes, I was. I travel a lot, but not for pleasure. I am terribly unwell in trains. But I had to respect my engagements. My employer gave me very precise written instructions about the towns I had to visit.
Let's see. The company you claim to work for, Silky Legs, has never heard of you. And as for these letters they sent you, they were written on your own typewriter.
The company sent me the typewriter when I started working for them.
Yes, but the letters were received afterwards.
No, it doesn't. So it would appear that you... Yeah.
So it would appear that you typed them before sending them to yourself.
I don't remember. Good God! I don't know what's happening to me. My head hurts terribly.
Okay. What is this? Can I show these? Huh?
Take this. It
Oh.
will help you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I think I'll be fine.
Okay, good.
Let us see, Cust. Look at me. You know very well that you committed these murders?
Yes, I know.
But I'm not wrong in saying that you do not know why you committed them.
No, I don't.
Are we done here? Dr. Jab. He lives at Marlborough Guest House where he rents a room on a yearly basis. He is a door-to-door stocking seller. He was in each town where there was a murder. He does not deny having committed these crimes, but he has no memory of doing so. Okay, so I think we're done here.
And what conclusions have you drawn?
Plenty. It might help us to understand him a little better. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Ah, okay. So, what about health? Not good. Hemoptysis, that much is true. Yes, problem with throat. Abscesses, probably. Wait, what? This Marlborough is a okay. Absences, maybe? Okay. Mentally and physically weak, not really a profile of our killer, yes. Are there any clues that do not support Cust's guilt in the Churston murder? Blood on him? Yes, that is true. You'd expect murder to keep newspaper. Sir Carmichael was attacked from behind. Yeah, that is true. He was attacked from behind. So Cust's shirt couldn't be bloodied unless he gorged himself. But honestly, he didn't have time because the body was all still warm. Yeah. Stained on the sleeves, not on the buttonholes, yes. Are there any clues that do not support Cust's guilt? Oh, that is true also. Because after all, the murderer is taunting us personally. What else? Wait, what? You'd expect a murder to keep newspaper, but Cust's collection start in Churston. That is true. Oh, the third one, not the first one. I'm guessing he just took the Churston because he remembered the victim's name. Recognized, I mean. Can we say without a shadow of doubt that Cust is guilty? He says he did not write the letters. Honestly, reason to kill them? Well, he might have not. But to be honest, it doesn't seem like it because this is totally planned. Not guilty.
I don't see any clearer than before. This is worse.
There is one point to highlight. C'est curieux. Cust admits that he killed, but he does not know why. What did Dr. Thompson say? Even if Cust killed while in an altered state, it still must have been his deepest desire. He must have had a motive.
Let's keep it simple. Never mind his motive. He confessed.
But you see, he can confess to anything and everything. He denied the murders and then confessed to them. He confirmed that he never typed the letters. Then, with great ease, I managed to get him say quite the opposite.
Come on, he behaved like a guilty man. He lied to his landlady.
Because deep down he believes himself guilty. From the papers, he noticed that he had always been at the scene of the crimes. He must think that he killed and then simply forgot what he had done.
How can you be so sure?
Let us look at his psychological profile. You will understand my point of view.
Okay.
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Do we really have to? Is Cust clever? What is this? Indeed, let us look again the murder, if you please. You will see that the murder carried out in perfection. Clever. So, he had blood on him. Wasn't for pleasure. He was unwell on trains. Cust is parsimonious. He keeps his pencil sharpened. Okay. The army was only place I didn't feel inferior. No questions, just orders to follow. I've substituted him for some time, but he appeared harmless. He's very hesitant and shy. Usually door-to-door salesman, very confident, but he wasn't. Medium-sized glasses, blah 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 blah, dark suit and felt hat. Okay. Clever. Well, basically, this points towards that Cust was more relaxed when somebody told him what to do, and free of thinking. Well, I wouldn't say mediocre, but yeah, self-confident. No. Very hesitant and shy. Seducer. Okay. I guess it's medium-sized glasses, dark suit, helpful hat, not the sort of man you notice. Yeah, that because we have to remember that she was forgettable. He was forgettable. Yes. Likes trains. He definitely does not like trains. Yeah, always unwell. He did it because he had to, not because he enjoyed. It's Cust impulsive, called maybe I've suspected him sometime, but he appeared so harmless. Oh yes, sometimes he got angry and waved his arms about, but even then he wasn't frightening, and he was as gentle as a lamb again immediately afterwards. It was only this morning that I understood. So maybe, I don't know. Huh. It's Cust generous. Parsimonious. Miserly.
You see, Cust's character is quite the opposite of the murderer's.
But if he's a madman, can we really talk about his character?
You know very well that our murderer does not behave like a psychopath. Apart from the signature, there is no ritual or repetition in the choice of victims.
Very well, you're right as always. So we have no confession, no culprit, no suspects, nothing. And all that after 2 months of inquiry? What should I do?
Have faith. Just give me 24 hours.
So I'm guessing we are taking taxi? Am I understanding this correctly? Go home. Okay, fine. You don't need to be rude about it.
To Whitehaven, please.
Cust's arrest is a great success for you, Poirot. It's all clear now, except maybe 1 or 2 details.
Details. Ah, mon ami. The devil is in the detail, as we say.
Excuse me?
Patience, Hastings. Everything will be clear once our guests arrive. Best be prepared. Slip a revolver into your pocket before they do.
A revolver? But Poirot, what are you afraid of?
Trust me. It is important you carry a weapon for this meeting. I will lend you mine.
What about telling me what you have in mind?
Surtout pas. You wouldn't be able to play your role. Wait 1 moment, I will bring you my weapon.
Okay. Can we... Oh, we can check this. Let's do it one more time. I think we're quite close in the end. I definitely...
Hastings' photo album. He is very proud of his bag.
Yeah, I definitely end this game in this episode.
Churston, Devon, populate.
Oh, we already know this, so yeah, we don't need to hear everything again. So what else? There's a newspaper, I can't check it. But of course we need to go and check ourselves from the mirror. Because why not? I want 3 points, please. Oh. Nice. Okay. That would point out that this will be the... And what is this? Do we have any new newspapers? I think we do.
Daily Flicker, September the 11th, 1935. ABC affair, Terminus Doncaster. Japp and Poirot arrest the killer. A.B. Cust is the name of the alphabet murderer. The police have arrested him in a hotel in Doncaster. He was preparing to kill his 4th victim, Mr. Dick Dudley Dunbar, the establishment manager. Mr. Dunbar owes his life to the miraculous intervention of Inspector Japp of Scotland Yard and Detective Hercule Poirot.
Nice. Now, the Lancet.
The Lancet, September 11th, 1935. General Medical Journal. The alphabet murderer is not psychotic, according to Professor Thompson. In an early issue, we claimed that the alphabet murderer was not psychotic. Our assertion has just been confirmed by Professor Thompson, a Scotland Yard expert, who has spoken to the prisoner at great length. Not all obsessional killers are psychotic, he explained. It is true that Cust has a disturbed personality and memory disorders. But his amnesia, whether real or pretended, does not alter the fact that he was perfectly lucid at the time of his acts. Therefore, he will not escape punishment.
Lancet, obviously Lancet. Okay. Anything here? No. Bring the revolver to Hastings. I think that's for theatrics, of course, because most of the times in these, Poirot or Hastings won't kill anyone.
The white ammunition are blank cartridges. The others are real bullets.
Wait, what? Which one is which? So these are real. Oh, right. Oh. When in doubt, check the bullets. You can see these are blanks. These are real. I don't want to kill anyone. Hopefully you can't kill anyone. Why is it 0 out of 3?
I have to choose the type of bullets to load.
Okay.
The revolver is loaded with blanks. I still have time to choose real bullets.
Can I do it like so?
The revolver is loaded with real bullets. I still have time to choose blanks.
I go with blanks. Oh, come on, come on. No,
The
no.
white ammunition are blank cartridges. The others are real bullets.
The white, okay.
The revolver is loaded with blanks. I still have time to choose real bullets.
I go with blanks. Okay, yeah, I definitely go with blanks because with my luck, if I choose the real bullets, something very horrible happens. I don't know. The idea is not to kill anyone anyways.
What about telling me what you have in mind?
Surtout pas. You wouldn't be able to play your role. Wait one moment, I will bring you my weapon.
Because what the Poirot is saying, play your role. And Poirot loves theatrics, but not killing people most of the time. So I'll give you the pistol.
Voila, I don't trust you with my weapon. It has hardly been used, it is almost new.
Okay. Answer telephone. Yes, we will answer the telephone. Don't get stuck on the sofa.
Chief Inspector, is that you?
Yes. Sorry, but we haven't found anything.
Have you checked the typewriter?
And the packaging, the letter, and the ribbon reel. We've only found prints left by Cust and his landlady.
Well, never mind, I shall make do.
So, are you still going to hold your meeting?
Of course, Chief Inspector. I can hear my guest coming up the stairs.
Why have you brought us here, Mr. Poirot?
Since Cust's arrest, I thought it was all done and dusted. Miss Gray formally identified him, as well as Miss Barnard.
Yes, and the stockings he saw drove the same brand as the ones found at my aunt's.
This is all true. However, a case is not closed if some questions remain open. And one question is, why did the murderer send me his letters? Why did he challenge me, Hercule Poirot?
Perhaps he wanted to play with you, to taunt you.
Xenophobia? Maybe he didn't like you because you're foreign.
I may be wrong, but maybe by provoking you he was looking for glory?
All these theories should be studied. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
How? So it's time for denouement? I hope I pronounce it correctly. Something Poirot always does in the series, in TV series, movies, and books. Why did the murderer make a mistake in the address? That is a good question. What do we have? Choices. The body was still, well, that definitely fits in here. Piece of envelope with wrong address. The letter's arrival saved the murderer. Poirot's address is not very well known. That could... That, I don't know if that actually makes any sense. I don't know. The murderer challenged Poirot because he has inferiority complex. No. Glory, terror in the address caused the letter to be delivered late. That is true. Because before that, he had the right addresses, so I don't think that's an accident. Because we are talking about murder who has good plans. Xenophobia. And Poirot was warned, that is true, but how does it work with this? Because he always warned, but not that case, it was too late. So that means it was meant to happen, it was something that needed to happen, so maybe. The letter late arrival saved the murder. That would make sense. Definitely. Let's see. I hope I'm right. Yes, we said that mistake is intentional. Why did the killer send his letter to Hercule Poirot? The body was still warm. I don't think that's the answer. No. Not very well known. Murder challenged. No, I don't think these. But is it this? But if it's this, how does it make sense?
Is everything clear now?
Not really, but yes.
You might like to explain your reasoning again.
Of course. First of all, remember that the murderer made it a rule to always post his letter before the murder. He never digressed from that rule. However, in Churston, he encountered a problem. The village has only 500 inhabitants. With advance warning, it would be easy to arrest him. Therefore, the murderer delayed his letters deliberately with the wrong address. The plan wouldn't have worked if he'd sent it to Scotland Yard or the papers because everybody knows their addresses. The mistake would have been corrected and the letter would have been on time. That is why the murderer chose me as the recipient.
Because for his plan to succeed, it was necessary for at least one of the letters to have a wrong address and get lost. It was very cunning.
Absolument. It is a very subtle plan. It matches the profile we have drawn up of him perfectly. That of an intelligent, daring and calculating murderer.
But that's not how you describe Cust.
You are quite right, mademoiselle. Like you, I find it hard to believe that this dull character is the clever murderer we are looking for.
Do madmen... I mean, if he's mad, he might have two very different sides.
No doubt. But the murderer is not mad. All the specialists agree that he does not have the profile of a psychopath.
But if Cust is not guilty, how do you explain his presence at the scene of the crimes?
Mr. Clark, the answer to your question is in the medical records of your brother's patients. Documents which Cust most certainly did not have access to. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Yeah, the medical records are the key. What do we know about Cust? Travel sickness. Well, he is easily influenced, that is true. Buys newspapers, Alicia and Betty Bernard, Dr. Clark's medical records, that is true, but it doesn't mean this. That was a door-to-door salesman. It's a coincidence that he went to the victim's house. Cust went to Bexhill because he wanted to swim. No. Cust was in the war and was never been quite the same in the head since. Well, yeah, but no. Cust was wounded during the war. That is true. He's the manipulator. What is this? Murder found a way to access. Yes. How to explain Cust's presence at the crime scenes? Well, that's easily explained. Wait, what? Cust was door-to-door salesman. It is coincidence that he went to victim. Well, it's not coincidence. How to explain Cust's presence at the crime scenes? Okay. Door-to-door salesman. The murderer found a way to access Dr. Clark's medical records and tried to burn them in the water to hide his tracks. Cast by newspaper that report the case. He wanted to see the... Well, that's not true either, because he only bought the C1. No. No. Okay. What is going on here? How to explain Cust's presence at the crime scene? Maybe it's not because why Cust went there? Well, I don't know. Well, the medical records maybe? I don't know. This is a little bit weird question if the medical records are the key. Cust was manipulated. Can I see that?
Dr. Clark's patients' records provided a very useful list of potential victims, sorted by alphabetical order. The killer definitely used it, explaining the fact that all the victims were former patients of the doctor. It is this fact that clears Cust once and for all, because he never had access to these records. So how did he happen to be at the scene of the crimes? Either the murderer sent him there, or Cust was following him closely. Cust's highly suggestible nature leads us to the second hypothesis. The murderer was manipulating him. He systematically sent Cust to the towns where he was going to strike, so that the suspicion would land on the poor man's shoulder.
That's evil. What sort of killer could have such a plan? And what would he gain from 3 completely different murders?
Indeed, it seems unlikely that the same murderer committed all the crimes. What should we take from that?
The one was meant and the 3 was just a decoy. Wait, what? Say that just one murder is of interest to the killer. Yes, that's what I said. Say that the murderer kills for pleasure. Say that there are 3 murderers. And say that the killer has developed a taste for murder. Well, that might be true, but the idea is that the 2 murders were just, well, red herrings, unfortunately very deadly red herrings. There was only one person needed to kill, but the 2 were killed to throw off the scent.
Just one murder was of benefit to the murderer. The others were just diversions. On reflection, there is only one conclusion. The murderer killed once out of interest and twice to divert our attention. This reasoning points at 2 potential culprits.
Franklin Clark.
Donald Fraser?
Yes, mademoiselle. That's good thinking. Mr. Fraser may have killed Betty out of jealousy. Mr. Clark may have killed his brother in order to inherit his large fortune. Both have a motive.
But Donald did not have access to Dr. Clark's records.
Please allow me to disagree with you, mademoiselle.
Oh, right, they... The companies were connected. Indicate that Donald was resting at Cheston. No. Indicate that Donald's firm worked for Clark. That is true. He said that.
He works for Court and Brunskill.
Yes.
One of whose clients was Sir Carmichael.
It doesn't prove that I went to Comeside.
You could have done it. And you may have used the opportunity to take a look at Sir Carmichael's records.
You think I'm guilty?
You or Mr. Franklin Clark?
That's ridiculous.
Both of you have a motive. The question is, which of you has the profile that most resembles the murderer? Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Okay. Is Donald clever? Really like. He would have a very good husband. Mr. Poirot in his death. I have. Okay. He's a bright man with promising career ahead of him. Well, Megan is a little bit. I don't think she's thinking objectively. It was an awful scene. She told him that. Well, women seem to like him. I think Megan will take care of him. Wrong button. Sorry. I sleep on train. I like trains. It's easy to sleep. Okay. Well, bright man. I guess this is the one we need here. So he might be clever, yes. Self-confident. Well, that's... really liked. Good husband. I had doubts about myself. Well, maybe this. So he's not self-confident. Seducer. Well, you said yourself. Well, women seem to like him. But does he feel that he's the seducer? I think not. Likes trains? Yes. Cold. It was awful scene. She told him that until they were married, she was free to go with whoever she pleased. Donald turned quite pale and started shaking and kept saying, one day, he would have made Betty good husband. Megan really liked Donald Fraser. Well, oh right, is Donald impulsive? Yes. You could say he's quick-tempered, yes. Generous? Well, Megan says he is generous, so maybe.
Ladies and gentlemen, Donald may share many character traits with the murderer, but he does not have his cold indifference. He has a temper. It is hard to imagine him planning anything. Also, jealousy is his motive, and crimes of passion are rarely planned.
Right, I suppose it's my turn to be subjected to the same scrutiny.
Absolument, Mr. Clark.
And we
Let
already...
us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Is Franklin clever? Evasive about a relationship? School report for Franklin Clark. According to his teacher, Franklin was a good student but lacked discipline. Well, this would go with the clever, maybe? Yes. Is Franklin sure of himself? Fallen for her sweet talking charms. He's a lovely boy, very plucky and sure. Well, there's the word. Sure of himself. He is self-confident. Seducer. Dear Franklin, first I wish you a good start at a successful new year. I received your letter dated December 10th. Thanks for defending my interest against Wang, this rebel. These things could have got pretty bad if you weren't a real cool-blooded guy. I envy you for that. Come on, Poirot, I'm a married man, and Miss Grey is already being courted by Franklin Card. Oh, that was Hastings. Railway. It's normal that people helping with this inquiry should be reimbursed. Starting with you, Miss Dover. Please allow me to pay your train tickets. Being courted by Franklin Card. Okay, so yes. Okay. Does Franklin like trains? Railway children, E. Nesbit. Yes. Cold. Material proof. Yes, this will go with this. He was a cool guy, generous, reimbursing. He was willing to reimburse straight away.
As you have all seen, there is a disturbing similarity between Mr. Clark's profile and that of the killer. In actual fact, it is exactly the same.
Mr. Poirot, your psychological studies are interesting, but your conclusions do not add up. Why would I have wished my brother's death? The inheritance is lawfully mine. I just have to wait.
No, you had to act quickly.
Maybe Dora Gray was bothering him.
Because of Miss Grey. Mademoiselle, although you haven't been telling the truth, there is no doubt in my mind that you would have found a way to marry Sir Carmichael after Lady Clark's death.
Yes, because of that.
For you, Mr. Clark, it was a disaster. If Miss Grey had children by your brother, you would not have inherited a thing. You realized the danger after reading several letters from Comside, especially one in which your brother opened his heart to you. So you hurried home from China, and you took action. In truth, Cust was no more than a puppet manipulated by the real culprit. You, Mr. Clark.
Such an imagination, Mr. Poirot. In fact, nobody manipulated Cust. The famous instructions he received by post. He wrote them on the typewriter. We know that for sure.
Oh no, you know perfectly well. That is not true. Eh bien voilà, light has now been shed on the ABC murders.
Your theories are ingenious, but you haven't any proof.
One point to him. For the moment, I have no material proof. Either I admit to it, or I bluff.
Well, when you're saying bluff, then maybe. Invent an item of proof found in Alice Asher's tobacco shop. Lie about the fingerprints found at Cust's typewriter. Say that the proof is going to be easy to find. Ooh, I go with the typewriter. If we are gonna bluff, let's bluff it properly.
One thing proves it. The prints you left on Cust's typewriter.
Enough.
Oh, of course you wiped the typewriter before sending it. But not carefully enough. Scotland Yard has found your print along with those of Cust.
I understand why you never wanted to lend me your new typewriter, and why you were searching through your brother's things. And the hole you dug on the moors. What did you hide there? The knife you used to kill your brother?
Ooh.
Game, set, match. You win, Mr. Poirot. But it was worth trying.
Was it really? That worked. That worked.
Don't come near me! I'll never let you take me, Mr. Poirot.
Why oh why did
I'm sorry, Mr. Clark, there is no easy death for you. I expected your reaction, so I used blanks. I'm sorry, mademoiselle, but your second chance has been lost. Franklin Clark will never inherit his brother's fortune.
I was more thinking that Hastings would be using the gun, but I should have really realized that that would happen. Because it's not...
Disappointed at having missed the chance to become Lady Clark, Thora Grey left England. Donald Fraser and Megan Barnard married. On Poirot's recommendation, Mary Drower started to work for Lady Clark. The elderly lady's condition suddenly took a turn for the better. And a few months later, to Dr. Logan's great surprise, she was back on her feet again. According to this eminent physician, it appears to be an extremely rare case of spontaneous remission. Lady Clark has enjoyed very good health ever since. Journal of an Innocent, the incredible story of ABC. As for A.B. Coast, after being advised by the Crown, he made a great deal of money by selling his secret. And as for me, I'm a business booming. The Black Swan has become the #1 tourist attraction in the whole of Yorkshire, even more popular than York Minster.
Okay, that was way too loud, that music. Yes, ABC Murders by Agatha Christie, Amicro's production. Yes, I should have realized that there would be a trying to suicide. It's not unheard of with Agatha Christie Poirot stories. There are a few times when the guilty person or guilty suspect kills himself. I can remember at least 2 right off the bat. What can I say about this game? It was a bit clunky here and there, and quite straightforward. I apparently can get... I don't know if they can get different points. I'm not sure what they do. Probably unlock stuff. I noticed that between the recordings that there was this donkey achievement I managed to get. I think it's because I missed that reconstruction. And I think there were 2 other donkeys, probably if you fail, but overall it seems like it still goes to the bitter end. Yeah, I started to remember that the Napoleon cast definitely was a patsy. It's same in the overall, but I can't remember what was the real culprit in the original book and the TV series. That I don't remember. That might be different. But overall, this was very nice, very atmospheric game, and I enjoyed the graphics and the game overall. Not a bad game, not a hard game. A few puzzles were a little bit vague, and of course when choosing what to do with the deductions, it was, I don't know what there was, but a few times I was thinking, why do I need to put this on here, when I was thinking more of something else. Maybe it was how I thought things and what they were looking for, or maybe something else. I don't know. But overall, I definitely like this game, and I'm feeling that I'll probably, can I end this? 495 out of 600 progress, 100%. What do we have in bonuses? Timeline. Is this full timeline? We might as well check this before we end. I don't know. Yeah, I think we do. Reconstruction. We only have Andover, Bexhill, Churston trophies. What do we have? Let's go to the start. Finish Andover. These are basically what you get every time. Churston second visit. Guest house. Unmask the murderer. Poirot excels observing human nature. Poirot excels observing human nature. You are receiving a trophy for having penetrated half the people through eagle eye. So I'm guessing I missed something. No idea what, but apparently I did. Neuron, Poirot says everybody has a little grey cells. As grey cells, Poirot says everybody has a little grey cells, but they differ quality. Yours are exceptional. You okay? It solved all the questions. Okay, fine. Gothic confessional. It's nice to confide to Uncle Poirot. That is why you conducted all the interrogations to perfection. Okay, apparently I did that. You believe that symmetry is source of all... Oh, I think I got that when I turned the clock to 12. Was that not part of a puzzle? I don't know. You believe that symmetry is the source of all beauty? Yes. You believe... Again... Tinkies? Yeah, small donkey, medium donkey, and large donkey. So, I'm guessing when you fail, but make mistakes, you get more donkeys. Purring tomcat. Comfort is important. Trophies being awarded you simply for having taken time to sit down. Your mustache is at the heart of your personal care. That is why it's so exceptional. Glory to the hand of man, the equal of his mind. One is nothing without the other, and it is by using both that you were able to solve riddle. Half of the riddles. All of the riddles. Newspapers, therefore they are also talking about you. Do not hesitate to read them. Yeah, okay. Being stoned by the press, but you're taking matters very calmly. All great men have had their moments of solitude. Incense burner. The newspapers that were criticizing you yesterday are praising you today. Thus spake Poirot. Like Zarathustra. You revealed the truth to all. Your coordinated final meeting without single hitch. Okay. Well done. You interpreted Donald Fraser's dream with much assurance. Hastings, you skillfully shown the theory of relativity of viewpoints. That of a sick old lady has as much as value as that of a pretty young girl. Artistic flair by discussing porcelain with Tora Gray. Opened Sir Carmichael's secret drawer. Loading the revolver you entrusted with Hastings with blanks. You clearly chose a non-violent approach. Fortuitous telephone call probably saved the life of our owner of the Black Swan Hotel. Okay. So I'm guessing this could be something you get if you don't get the Serif monsters. Dali, I don't know. Thor's hammer. You tamed the Nordic voice of the Tora Grey. It was unable to protect her secrets. Okay. Black Dragon telescope. Intelligence voice action. Some indiscretion are tolerated. Searching without warrant, reading Clark's correspondence, and opening a parcel addressed to Tora Grey. Okay. Black Dragon, Dragon Smoke. Those I missed. Secret Heart. For example, those beautiful Dora keeping secrets. He pieces the best kept secrets, yes. You are helpful. It's great quality. You are winning this trophy for having taken care of Lady Clark and Cust. Oh, okay, nice. Well done. You own initiative, and thanks to your talents in graphology, you have proved the common origin of letter. Okay. But let's see the timeline.
And there we have it. Another case solved by Hercule Poirot.
Okay. Apparently I need to start from the beginning.
When Franklin understands that his brother's inheritance is going to be stolen from under his nose, he decides to get rid of him. In order not to be considered as a suspect, he has the idea of including the murder as part of a series that the police will put down to a madman. Franklin uses Sir Carmichael's medical records to choose his victims as well as the ideal suspect, Alexander Bonaparte Cust, who was seriously wounded in the war and suffers from bouts of amnesia. Franklin writes the letters he will send me before each murder on his own typewriter in advance. He contacts Cust by letter and offers him a job. Cust is convinced that he is working for a hosiery company. In reality, it is Franklin that sends him his instructions, his goods, and even his typewriter. When we receive the first letter, Hastings thinks that it is a joke. As for me, filled with foreboding, I prefer to inform Chief Inspector Japp. Following his written instructions, Cust goes to Andover. He visits Mrs. Asher's tobacco shop and sells her a pair of stockings. After Cust's visit, Franklin, in turn, enters the tobacco shop. Mrs. Asher is not suspicious of the murderer, whom she takes to be an ordinary customer. The old lady turns around to take a packet of cigarettes. She is beaten to death. We investigate the first murder with Hastings. No suspect has a motive. A few weeks later, we receive a second letter signed ABC. Chief Inspector Japp is informed. The victim's name should start with the letter B. Alexander Bonaparte Cust goes to Bexhill. He sells Mrs. Barnard a pair of stockings. Betty Barnard leaves her work. She's dressed to go out. The young woman is strangled on the beach. Betty was killed by the man who had arranged to meet her that evening, the seducer Franklin Clark. In Bexhill, Donald Fraser appears to be the perfect suspect for Betty's murder, but he has no connection with Mrs. Asher. 5 days after the Bexhill murder, Cust goes to Churston for his work. In the afternoon, Sauergret turns away a stocking seller. After dinner, Sir Carmichael Clark takes his usual walk. His brother waits for him, hidden behind a bush. The murderer leaps out from his hiding place and cuts Sir Clark's throat. The third letter arrived late. Franklin deliberately wrote a wrong address. In Churston, Thorogray and Franklin Clark are the main suspects. Back in London, Cust is seized by violent coughing fit and brings up blood. He stains his shirt, which later frightens his landlady. We receive the final letter from ABC. The next murder will be in Doncaster. The second general meeting in London highlights the common point between the victims, stockings, and a throat condition. Cust's landlady telephones the Scotland Yard to tell them about her suspicions. Cust is arrested shortly afterwards in Doncaster. Franklin had planned a fourth murder in Doncaster. He abandons the idea after Cust's arrest. Cust confesses to the crimes he did not commit. He's an easy culprit. Too easy. Franklin Clark is unmasked. He is the true culprit and the man who manipulated Cust. And there we have it. Another case solved by Hercule Poirot.
There we have it. Again, yes, I do enjoy this game. It has a nice atmosphere. I was a little wary about the graphics. I think they were, when I saw the pictures, I think they were too bright. Overall, because I knew somewhat the story, so yeah, I thought they were bright, but overall, they definitely conveyed the atmosphere well, and I do enjoy it. I think it's the graphics were nice. Definitely worked better than I thought, so I was surprised. And overall, I'm very happy that I played the ABC Murders. Of course, it's there's like I said, most of the puzzles were quite easy. Some of it a little out there. Like I said, deductions, well, most of the times quite easy, but there were a few of those where you were thinking, wait, what? But overall, I would say this is definitely a nice game. Maybe it would be interesting to see the fail things. Of course, you have to finally get it right, because, yeah, that's it. It would be nice to see what happens if you load the gun with real bullets. But yeah. Now the problem is, do I play Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1? Do I play Hercule Poirot early case? I can't remember, it might be the early case. Or I just bought a horror game, Martha is Dead. I don't think it's a horror game, I think it's a psychological game with horror elements, but I'm leaning towards more Hercule Poirot. Then I have played every Hercule Poirot I own, and I don't think there's any more at this time. Also, Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1 is something I definitely will play. That means that I played, not every, most of the Sherlock Holmes games. There are a few Sherlock Holmes games, but yeah, which I haven't played. And Martha is Dead is definitely on the menu. Streaming will continue. With different games. And Deus Ex at some point. But I still need to think about what I'm going to play next. But those are at least most likely ones. Again, I'm almost certain it will be the Hercule Poirot, but it might change. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this game. I did definitely enjoy this game, so I hope you enjoyed it as well. And I will see you next time on some other game. So, anyways, goodbye.